Hello, City Market. This is Bill Shur, and I wanted to introduce some of our staff. This is Ben Rule, Landon, and my son Rupert. And Rupert is by my side learning the business, and so far hasn't tired of it, and I'm grateful that bridge hasn't been burned. These are 3 of our staff members, but there are up to 100 during the height of harvest. We were able to purchase in 1998. This is an excellent location to grow fruit. High elevation, close to Lake Champlain, which buffers us in the spring and allows us to have a longer season in the fall. So elevation, proximity to the lake, east coast, not too far from large markets, but also wonderful markets in Vermont, such as City Market. I guess I was looking first for a large woodlot so I could build furniture, moving sustainably harvested trees into furniture. And then I learned about this property. I was living in Addison renting a room, and I was accumulating stones for a future stone wall on a hypothetical property. And I never thought I could absorb this large a property. This was 160 acres, and it was an existing orchard at the time. But when I learned that this was available and the land trust was interested, I thought, the light bulb went off, and I thought that could be a nice mix of a professional career selling fruit and marketing fruit products but also allow me to be hands-on, which is my passion, is tree management and land management. The interest in propagating apples beyond just Mac, Empire, and Cortland started early on, and that was really fun because when we would deliver in the station wagon, it was apparent what was selling and what wasn't, and so we could grow more of the apples where I'd see apples and they say, oh yes, those sell really well, but we only get that farmer to supply it for 2 months. Certain apples were geared toward hard cider, some were better for baking, some were better for apple butter, and it was nice to be able to continue to plant orchards knowing that they had a home for a certain product. But there's also the opportunity to educate folks, and we know that our goal wasn't necessarily to go the supermarket channel route where 5 or 6 apples are sought, and that the food co-ops, our main customer base, would be really interested in some unique varieties that they can't source elsewhere. I would take my bike down from campus to the old Onion River Co-op on the north end, and my mother shopped frugally when I was a child, buying large blocks of Jarlsberg cheese and splitting them with neighbors. So I understood both buying quality food, but getting it at a good price or a good value, right? So I was happy to be an early member of Onion River Co-op, and so the moment the farm was acquired, I did start to go around in a station wagon peddling, and very early on the co-op would take 2 or 3 wooden bushel boxes a week from me, and of course when they moved to the new downtown store, by that time we had refrigerated trucks and were delivering pallets of fruit. We knew that the stored apple, despite tasting good, wasn't necessarily what was top of mind to the consumer. It's a little awkward for us to know how easy it is to move citrus and bananas and other off-season crops, or not even crops grown here, to the consumer. So the consumers really, no matter whether they're ecologically minded shopping at the co-op or not, we all have a weak spot for citrus in the winter or an early peach. So, but a Vermont peach is pretty sexy, and that's just helping us. The apples are already being delivered, offering a fresh Vermont peach with a co-op that wants to support local. It helps obviously with cash flowing our harvest labor that's preparing the big crop, which is the apples.